freedom of speech is ours to have. I do not want to be scared to play a certain part as well.
Yeah.
कि मतलब अगर आपके कैरेक्टर ने कुछ किया तो आपको भी गाली पड़ेगी.
पकड़ता है.
Exactly.
होता भी है.
But it's all right क्योंकि काफी लोगों को डर भी लगता है गोलू की वजह से. Sounds like great. I always did, and I hope to always stand up for things that I'm not okay with. No matter, even if I'm called difficult or I'm called whatever it is. I remember calling up Deepika when Om Shanti Om आई थी, आने वाली थी, and I called her up, and I can't tell you how sweetly she asked me to speak to her manager, but with so much respect. People will tell you how you should be, what you should wear, how you should talk. Do not listen to them.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. My guest today is extremely talented. She's so brave with her choices and also extremely fearless in whatever she says. She's amazing, pretty much. I'm talking about, of course, the wonderful Shweta Tripathi. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction.
You know, because now when you're even more popular than you were many years ago, and you've also been through your own struggles to be where you are, people will always ask you to protect your position of power. But I don't see you doing that. I know that you still take stand wherever necessary, whether it's for the film industry or otherwise. Tell me what makes you that person.
I really believe in the purity of intent. And I think if that, your purpose is in place, you won't be scared. Because you're not doing anything to please anybody. My choices are Masaan, Haramkhor, Lakhon Mein Ek, because those are the characters and stories I want to tell. I think that is my connection with my audience, and my audience is very important to me, not because of validation, but because this is what I'm serving and they want more of that. They are very important to me because they push me. They motivate me. Let's say कि इनमें से अगर ये कोई नहीं देख रहा होता, then I would have had to rethink. Like, oh my God, what do I do? Because what I want to do, it's not aligned with what they want to see. Because at the end of the day, it is a game of demand and supply.
100%.
And if I'm just supplying and there's no demand for it, वो मैं अपने लिए तो अकेले नहीं देखने वाली हूँ.
बिल्कुल.
So when your work is appreciated, you feel that people want to watch this and I owe this to them, that I will deliver quality. I want that when my trailer or my poster comes out, they should know that if Shweta is attached to it, at least try to kiya hoga to do something that's different and meaningful.
And which is why you don't have any, you know, you don't think twice before saying what you want to say, even on social media, right?
Yeah, like I don't feel the need to be afraid, क्योंकि डर के आगे जीत है, like literally, because क्या होना चाहिए, कैसे नहीं होना चाहिए, there are too many people to tell us that, and then everybody will just become a product of mass production. I'm not ready to be that. If I can inspire, motivate, change the world even one person at a time, I want to be in that process of doing that.
So wonderful. Which is again why, you know, when I saw you in the trailer of Kaalkoot, it made complete sense to me. Besides the fact that it's a story that is so powerful and needs to be heard by so many, but it made sense for you. Why? Because I get the sense from the trailer itself that you will not be there throughout. But when that will never matter to you anyway.
Correct. Because I think I don't remember who had said this, but the job of an actor is to serve the story.
Yeah.
And that is why I would do anything, matlab, chahe be it made in heaven. I didn't know how it will blow up. It was one episode. So I feel, again, intent.
Also, I know a lot of people who, because, you know, you are very popular, who will tell that, oh, you know, don't do that because, isn't it? People must have come and told you.
So, mujhe lagta, I don't want to believe in that, because then these are, and okay, I get it that people also are saying this from their own experience. But I am a person of my own journey, my own experience. When I read a material, a story, and if I have an emotional response to it, if I can't put it down, if I want to know what's happening with the characters, I want to be a part of it. 100%. So for Kaalkoot, चाहे जितना भी बड़ा या छोटा role होता, I wanted to do it, and I will choose such stories over and over again, because I think they need to be told. I feel these conversations, they need to start.
100%. And I'm going to get back to the conversations that can start from the film, because there are so many. To remind everybody who's watching that, you know, I'm from Zoom Times Group. and you have someone who started a career as an intern of Times Group to the time that you were there. I mentioned this because you talk about your journey sometime back that, I it's my own journey and I've always done that. So from being the Times Group intern to here, how do you look at the ups and downs? So what were those moments that only made you stronger, I feel, in becoming the actor who you are today in this path that you are?
Working off camera, behind the camera, made me realize the responsibility that is there on the journalists as well. Also, that we always focus on कि कैमरे के सामने क्या है, but कैमरे के पीछे क्या है, because everybody is an emotional being and you have to feel for them and you have to respect that. So how to behave off camera is what I learned without realizing how much this will help me, and which makes me think that experience, no matter how that experience might be, just take everything that you can from that, because there is always a lot to learn. So rather than focusing and cribbing on things that did not work, that also has a part to play. So, and I really enjoy that 1 year that I was in the Times of India building the Tripathi. It was such a lovely time, and the people that I met.
You see so many young women still not giving up today, especially because of OTT. And thinking we have a fighting chance even though we don't have anyone in the industry. And who else better to, I think, give them a little bit more encouragement than you, who's been through it all.
People will tell you how you should be, what you should wear, how you should talk. Do not listen to them. Okay, no, sorry. Listen to them. Maybe they have things that you can take from that, but don't blindly listen to anybody. If you don't feel attacked, nobody can attack you. These are things that I've just picked up even when I was at TOI and I used to call up actors for quotes. The way they spoke to me, I remember calling up Deepika when Om Shanti Om aane wali thi, and I called her up, and I can't tell you how sweetly she asked me to speak to her manager, but with so much respect. So these are the subconscious, conscious learnings that kept on happening, that when and how I reach wherever I want to be this humble, modest person. Because this is what I liked when I spoke to people who were already reaching.
100%.
So, people will try to change you, but just listen to your core. Because वो जो आपका core है, वो और किसी और का नहीं है. So, and struggles won't end. That is another thing. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये project आएगा, ये हो जाएगा, and your life will change. But there will be difficulties. I've not shot for a long format thing for the past 7 months. I've had Abbi, literally, with such good work coming out also, but the waiting game you have to play. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ comfort ही comfort या happiness है. So how you can keep going, you need to figure that out, because that balance, that peace of mind is the most important thing.
What was your breaking point, which obviously wasn't because you went ahead and overcame it?
I still go through this, which are months of no shooting. Because I love being on set. I love working. I love being busy. And not because I'm trying to run away from my reality or anything like that. But I think I grow more because the kind of conversations that you're having. Because it's a collaborative process.
Correct.
So, wo jo waiting period hota hai, that is very tough because it's not fun. It's, you feel that it's dry. It's literally a dry spell. So वो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. Then sometimes the money also stops. So that also happens.
And have you had to really curtail yourself because of money? Have you done that?
No. Thankfully not yet. But that also because I don't have to pay rent.
Exactly. That privilege, right?
So there is no doubt, and I'm not even, I can't take credit for that, because that literally goes to my family, my in-laws.
Of course.
Because I have that support. जहाँ मुझे नहीं करना है. So I feel blessed like that, which is why I feel my responsibility is to do shows like these. Because अगर मुझे इतना cushion है, then I better make myself uncomfortable if need be, and do something and have that connect with the audience and make the audience feel.
Coming back to Kaalkoot, the trailer shows about how when something's happened really terrible here, it's an acid attack victim. The survivor is blamed constantly and tried to be slut shamed in different ways, trying to change the narrative. It again becomes about survivor shaming and victim shaming. which I think is the case everywhere with a lot of other women in real life as well.
Yeah.
In all kinds of heinous crimes,
Yeah.
and not just in crimes. I feel like even in the industry as a female actor, the shaming that like people are way more unforgivable to things that female actors do or say than it comes to the other side of it. And I'm sure you face the brunt, like also the kind of comments you get on social media as an actor. How have you dealt with that? Because I think it's all a part of the shaming that happens. And of course, not to even normalize, I'm not even comparing the victim shaming to that, but I feel it's a part, it's the narrative that they build and the discrimination that happens against women.
I think not just the industry.
Everywhere.
It's in the society.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we keep blaming the society for everything, but we tend to forget we are the society. We are the ones who make that society. When we talk about patriarchy, हम कहते हैं कि नहीं या फिर feminism, but हम बहुत सारी चीजें करते हैं जो गलत होती हैं. So that is very important, that when you talk to somebody, how are you speaking with somebody? Why is kindness and compassion so difficult? Jabki you feel better. If you meet somebody with a nice, good, warm smile, it will make your day too. So why are we so difficult on each other?
Yeah.
In fact, even when interviews are lined up, these conversations are important. हम वो जल्दी में जब number chase करते हैं ना, तो जो रस होता है, जो juice होता है, that gets lost. And I always did, and I hope to always stand up for things that I'm not okay with. No matter, even if I'm called difficult or I'm called whatever it is, that does not bother me. And if people fail to see how they have done anything wrong, I feel bad for them. Because that is how much they have to grow. तो जितनी जल्दी realize कर लोगे कि आप क्या कर सकते हो भाई, अगर चलो मान लिया सामने वाले की भी गलती थी. Have you done everything in your capacity that you could have handled the situation? Did you handle it in the best way possible? So those are the questions that you need to ask yourself first before blaming anybody else or before asking anybody else. Ask yourself that. What have you done? What are you doing?
As an actor today, has it become more difficult for you to have any kind of socio-political opinions on social media? Because you have. And from what I remember, you also face the brunt of it. You've lost jobs on having an opinion, if I'm not wrong, right? Like people look at you like, it's a strong woman, I don't know. But you continue to do that. So I think it's an important question to ask someone who has always shown a lot of guts.
My parents have always taught me to speak my mind. My dad's an IS officer, mom's a teacher, both retired now. तो हमारा वो माहौल ही वही था. वो डर क्या होता है? डर किस चीज से? ठीक है, अगर डर लगना ही है तो मे बी छिपकली, कॉकरोच, इफ इट ऑल. इंसानों से हम डरते हैं, मतलब हम ही तो हैं. So I feel I would never want to be afraid. And it's okay to change your opinion as well if you're growing. But freedom of speech is ours to have. I do not want to be scared to play a certain part as well.
Yeah.
कि मतलब अगर आपके कैरेक्टर ने कुछ किया तो आपको भी गाली पड़ेगी.
पकड़ता है.
Exactly.
होता भी है.
But it's all right. क्योंकि काफी लोगों को डर भी लगता है गोलू की वजह से. So I'm like, great.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Like how? Give me an example.
So I was shooting in Noida and I was just going नीचे stairs से, and this really big guy, he was coming up, दाढ़ी वाड़ी सब कुछ थी, and he's like, गोलू दीदी. And I was like, yes. Because I love that fondness and respect that people give you because of your character.
I love that. High fondness. That's an achievement.
That truly is.
Like, they can say, जानते नहीं, गोलू दीदी को जानते हैं. हमारे दिल्ली में अगर वैसा वाला सीन हो गया तो वाला. But you brought up Golu, I must say. But the season 1 belonged to the men of Mirzapur. Season 2 belonged to the women.
Wait for...
really? Stop it now. You're such a tease. But I'm saying, but it did, isn't it? The writing in season 2, I thought, and I know a lot of people might think opposite to it, was also, I think you've killed it. How do you look at particularly the graph that went from season 1 to season 2? Because I think it was phenomenal for Golu.
All I can say is that
like for season
3
2
is even more satisfying. And as an actor, when you're doing a part where you're seeing your character as a human being, not defined by your gender. And I remember when we were shooting for the climax of season 2, after performing that, because it is Guddu, Golu, they come, जितना गुड्डू का जो था वही गोलू की भी इम्पोर्टेंस थी. उतनी ही ताकत, उतनी ही स्ट्रेंथ, मेंटल एंड फिजिकल. आई एक्चुअली थैंक्ड माय राइटर फॉर दैट, बिकॉज अगर वो नहीं लिखते, मैं अकेले थोड़ा कुछ झंडा लेके सिर्फ कुछ कर सकती हूँ. माय डायरेक्टर्स, माय राइटर्स, दे मेक माय कैरेक्टर्स. सो हैट्स ऑफ टू देम फॉर इमेजिनिंग एंड राइटिंग कैरेक्टर्स लाइक दैट.
I just want to say that you obviously played very gritty characters, but abhi jab Khoon Chaki liya hai, are you going a little, going a little towards the direction that I want to do a little bit more action with even more with guns and all that?
I would love to do an action.
Are you more comfortable now even
stories.
with, because you know, the kind of like, let's say Ye Kali Kali Aankhein and all of that, the world.
I enjoy both.
Of
So at
course.
the same time, मुझे action भी करना है definitely, but I also really want to do a love story
Fair enough.
because I think the world needs love,
More.
and I would want to contribute in whatever way possible.
For now, a quick fun questions. Are you ready, Shweta?
Yes.
Okay. An actor you saw on screen for the first time made you think this is what love is, and why?
Ryan Gosling.
Really?
Just look at him. I think when you think of love, you have to think of SRK. मतलब
course.
literally दूर दूर तक कोई आता नहीं है. He's just king for the right reasons.
Is there something that you would have wanted Golu to be?
She's a lot of things.
That's what I said.
She is already, so full of things and emotions
Yeah.
कि उनको handle करना is a task. तो अगर और कुछ डाल देंगे तो फिर तो बहुत ही भारी हो जाएगा.
So you're okay with wherever the graph is?
I love her. I love Golu.
Okay. You know, taking from Kaalkoot, what is one thing that you hope the world changes about women and the way they look at it?
Not just women, even men. I think how we make each other feel. We do not give enough importance to that. But I think that's one of the most important things, that don't make anybody feel like they're not enough. Don't make anybody feel small, because that's the worst thing that you can do to anybody.
A quality about your Masaan actor that no one knows about, or a fun thing about a Vicky that no one knows about, and you do?
He's such a good dancer, which I'm sure a lot of people know. But he's a
What do you say?
fantastic actor, dancer. He's just.
But his one
crazy
vibing
good.
in the song was viral, yeah? Of course.
हाँ, imagine. ये गाने को कहाँ
See,
से
हिलना
कहाँ
होता
पहुँचा
थोड़ा,
दिया?
was viral.
He's too good. There was a rap party for some. This was before Masaan, when I saw him dance, and I'm like, कौन है भाई ये?
We know among all the other qualities what Katrina has liked as well.
100%.
100%,
He's a
huh?
gem of a person. He's just.
Okay, the last thing is, an audition of yours you thought was pretty embarrassing.
I think my first audition, जब मुझे पता नहीं था कि वो बैठ के profiles देनी होती हैं, so I was giggling in that, and I felt quite horrible about it because I was not professional at all. But then later I realized कि अच्छा ऐसे ही होता है कि पहले बैठते हो, फिर ये प्रोफाइल देते हो, ये प्रोफाइल बोलते हो, अपनी एज के बारे में बात करते हो. So yeah, that is one thing that'll always stay with me.
It's always so much fun talking to someone like you, and you know, I'm very, very fond of you. So Shweta, I will always root for you.
Thank you so much. That means
Thank
a lot. I swear that means a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed the conversation.
I
as
did,
well.
like always.
But you know what my takeaway is? That Delhi mein Golu ki chalti hai.
Yeah!
This is my takeaway, and it just makes me happy. Thank you once again. So much love to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.